Hi there, today we're going to take a little look at thoracic spine mobility. So your thoracic spine are your 12 vertebrae here in this upper part of your body. They've got loads of range, so they can bend and extend in both directions, front and back. They can side bend, lateral flexion, and they can rotate. And they can do a combination of those at the same time. So we can flex and rotate. We can side bend and rotate into flexion, which is what it feels like. We can come into extension and do small rotation. We could rotate first and then bend over or up. So they've got so much range of mobility, but what we often find is that a lot of people have lost some of that range of mobility and are therefore asking a little bit too much of their lower back. And those 5 vertebrae don't have as much range. They still can move in all those directions, but not as much as 12 together can. So you've got a longer column here to access more. So we're going to start seated. Sit however feels comfortable to you. Maybe feet are out in diamond, maybe they're out wide, cross-legged. Check in. I'm going to lengthen through the spine and just check in how that feels. Give the shoulders a little shrug. They're going to get a little bit of work as well. But again, we're just focusing on this thoracic spine of yours. We're going to keep our hands resting on our knees maybe, and exhale and soften. Come off your sitting bones, round your spine, like you're taking a bit of a cat stretch. Send your sitting bones now down into the floor, lengthen through the spine. You come to your long spine. You might even want to come forward a little bit with your chest, but we'll get there in a moment. And again, soften, come off the sitting bones. Stand down into the sitting bones. Lengthen through the spine maybe. Hands onto knees, you can send the chest forward a little bit. Fabulous. Then we're going to send the chest around in circles. So shine your breastbone out around the room. You can rock from sitting bone to sitting bone. You can have your hands on your knees to give you a little bit of push-pull, because you'll be working up in your shoulder girdle as well. And then take it in the opposite direction. There's no right or wrong here. You're just exploring that range for you. Wriggling around. Shine your breastbone out and through. Good. And then come back through to center. Bring your hands across your chest. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, rotate and shine this big X around to the right. Inhale here and come back through to center. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, rotate around to the left. And come back through to center. Hands come out to the side. Let your right arm sweep up. Exhale, soften. Take a little bit of a side bend. Left hand is there to support you. Left elbow and shoulder are soft though, so they're just a little strut in case we need them. Not going too far. This is just a check-in. But even these exercises, repeated a few times throughout the day, would start to help the spine understand, switch arms, how much range it has, and bring that access back to your thoracic spine. Shoulder joints, collarbones, wrists are a different story, a different day. They'll get a little bit of wriggle as well. And come back up through. Fab. So the first thing we're going to take a little look at is come to lie on your side for an exercise called book opening. So you're going to come down onto which side feels comfortable first. Foot over foot, knee over knee, hip over hip, shoulder over shoulder, and folded arm in underneath your head, unless your shoulder's telling you a different story, at which point you need probably 2 pillows. You need a bit of height. Put them back behind you because your head is going to roll, and you would have both arms out. So there's no one way is better than the other. It's just whatever this shoulder is telling you when the arm is folded. So if you can't have a folded arm, go for it. Or if you've got both arms out, that's okay. So book opening allows us to find this rotation, soften our ribs, and not impinge our shoulder, because the arm comes along for the ride. Top arm goes out in front, might be resting on the bottom one. You're going to inhale your hand to your heart center and let your elbows stick up in the air. You're going to exhale and soften and shine your breastbone up towards the ceiling. Your head will roll into your hand or onto your pillows. So you've got an elbow reaching back, you've got these soft bottom ribs, give them a little stroke. You might have your top knee reaching in the opposite direction. All we do here is unfold the elbow. The arm doesn't need to come down to the floor. That would be impinging the shoulder. Stay long here. And then exhale to carve, arc, reach, close the book. Because we want your thoracic spine doing the rotation, not your shoulder doing all the work. Inhale the hand to the heart center. Elbow sticks up in the air. Exhale, soften, rotate. Inhale to unfold. Exhale to carve, arc, reach, close your book. Let's go one more time here. Inhale the hand to the heart center. Elbow sticks up in the air. Exhale, soften, rotate. Inhale to unfold. Exhale to carve, arc, reach, close your book. Then you're going to draw big chalk circles. Shuffle that out of the way. So imagine there's a big piece of chalk in your hand. Start to draw a chalk circle up above you. The aim here is to stay in contact with the floor with those fingertips, even if you bend the elbow back behind you. And let your hips, your knees wriggle around and move. And then it comes over the hip. So now again, we're still rotating, but we just get to open up through the front of this pec minor, pec major. It can get a little bit tight, and it might be causing us to round our shoulders and therefore change our posture. And then we can't access as much then in your thoracic spine. The legs can relax now, they don't need to stay fixed. It's important you try to keep the fingertips on the floor. Even if you bump into stuff back behind you, you can soften the elbow. Nice, and then come back through to center. We're then just going to gently push ourselves up, come back into seated, and just notice how that side feels. Usually a little bit looser. It's not holding as much of the tension that we maybe started with, so kind of figuring out where to be. And then we're going to switch through to the second side. Bring those pillows with you if you know you need them. Coming down, second side. Foot over foot, knee over knee, hip over hip. Folded arm or both arms out in front. Top arm comes out onto the mat. We inhale the hand to the heart center, the elbow sticks up in the air. Exhale, soften and rotate. So we're rotating our thoracic spine. It's not our elbow dropping, it's not happening in the shoulder. We're literally trying to get our chest to shine up towards the ceiling. Hips are facing forward, knees are reaching forward. We just unfold the elbow because it's not about the shoulder. And then carve, arc, reach. Can you see the elbows always in line with your shoulder to close your book? Inhale the hands to the heart center, elbow sticks up in the air. Exhale, soften, rotate. Soft ribs. Maybe a reaching top knee. Inhale to unfold the elbow. Exhale to carve, arc, reach, close the book. And again, inhale the hand to the heart center, elbow sticks up in the air. Exhale, soften, rotate, big sigh. Inhale to unfold. Exhale to carve, arc, reach, close your book. Pick up a piece of chalk. What color is it? Take those chalk circles all the way around. Let the hips wriggle out. So it's really interesting to notice this diagonal line and what it needs to give as you draw these big chalk circles all the way around. As many as you want. Good, so we're unraveling, finding space. Come back up through to seated. However feels comfortable, have a little shake off. Notice we've got a little bit more ease. Great, and then we're going to come into all fours. Take your quadruped position. 4-point kneeling, hands in underneath the shoulders, knees in underneath the hips. We can press the floor away and round the spine. Thoracic spine gets involved. Open the sitting bones. Allow your spine to undulate through. Big exhale maybe here. And open. Good, and again. Nice. You can take any little tail wag side to side, have any little wriggles off. And I'm just going to come around to face you. We're going to do 2 thread the needles on either side. So I can keep our left hand down. Inhale, sweep that right arm up towards the ceiling. Push into the left hand to help you. Exhale, soften and thread your needle. Brush past the wrist. Keep the pelvis over the knees. You can get the ear to the floor maybe. You might want to push into the left hand as well. Good, we inhale to open. Exhale, soften, thread your needle. Because we're going to do a deeper version of this for the thoracic spine. This one's maybe a bit more shoulders. And square back off. Right hand stays down, left arm sweeps up towards the ceiling. Exhale, soften and thread your needle. Inhale to open. Exhale, soften, thread your needle. Just remembering to stay stacked over the knees. You're not sitting back. I'm going to find that rotation. Maybe push with the right hand. Open up through the back of your shoulder blade. Can you feel your rhomboids having to give? And then come back through to all fours. Well done. So then we're going to keep our legs in parallel and sit back over them like a child's pose. You might need to have a little wriggle, a little sway. And we're going to tap our elbows to our knees. So how does this feel? You could be a little bit further forward if it's not that comfortable. But this is our position. Because we've got to lock down what all the shoulders, the wrists, the elbows can do and work just through the thoracic spine. So you're going to keep your left hand down. You're going to bring your right hand back behind your head. Can you keep your right elbow down? So we notice we have to kind of tuck and round the spine. We need to press your head up into your hand into your head. So they have to meet and keep pressing into each other. From here, you're then going to send your right elbow tracking out in front of you as far as it can go and then opening up to the side. So head into hand, hand into head. Send that right elbow out in front of you, tracking along the mat and then hovering. Reach it out in front as far as it will go. You might push into the left arm already. And then send the right elbow opening up wide out to the side and up towards the ceiling. Push into the left hand, left elbow, left forearm, keeping it down to the floor. Here we're now accessing in your thoracic. Because in thread the needle, some people have got loads of range in their shoulder and their chest really isn't turning. Big deep breaths. Head into hand, hand into head. Right elbow going up. Left forearm and elbow pressing down into the mat to help you rotate your thoracic vertebrae. Close back down the way you came. Track back in. Release the hands down. Oh, release the shoulders, the elbows, the knees. Have a shake up. Second side, we track back down. Elbows track in and find our knees. We know the right hand is going to stay down so it can stay planted and wide. Left hand comes back behind your head, head into hand, hand into head. Can we send that left elbow tracking out in front of you? Forward, 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 forward. So you can go no further. Head into hand, hand into head. And then rotate and open. Send the left elbow up towards the ceiling. Push down into the right hand. Turn that chest out to the side. Close back down the way you came and track back in. Release. Shake out. You can come forward a little bit. Some people like a little pad through. Okay, we're going to do it one more time because all that's moving is your thoracic vertebrae. Because your head and your hand have met, your elbow does a little bit of movement, but you can't be flinging things back here. Kind of not cheating, but we can find an access range in other places, and then this constantly gets left out. Last time, either side, no shake off in between. Parallel legs, forearms and elbows come down to touch. I know some of you might be a little bit further out, that's okay. Try to get as close as you can. Left hand stays down, right hand goes back behind your head. Head into hand, hand into head. Track that right elbow out in front of you as far as it will go. Then open it up towards the ceiling. Head into hand, hand into head, long neck, because it keeps the spine and the head in alignment. You're opening up. Push this hand down. Breathe. Good. Track back down. Track back in. Switching sides. Left hand back behind your head. Head into hand, hand into head. Send that elbow reaching out in front. Out, 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 out. Open up to the side when you're ready. Press into the right hand. Right forearm and elbow down, left elbow up, 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 up. And then when you're ready, close, back down and in. Now you can shake off, come forward, have a little stretch out through the legs. And then we're going to come to lie on our front. So have a little wriggle off. Here we are in our prone position, prone, lying on your front. Sway those hips, shuffle those ribs, support your head with your hands a moment. Your legs can always be wherever feels comfortable for you. So don't think they have to be tight in underneath you if it kind of pinches in the lower back. Some days they need to shuffle out a little bit wider so you can allow the front of your pelvis to find your mat with a bit more comfort. Because we're going to need that, just a gentle tilt of the pelvis, draw the belly button back towards the spine, send the front of the pelvis into the mat a little bit, just a gentle one. I want to take a little look at our prone press, which is extension. Our hands come around in line with our shoulders, our armpits, our breastbones, different for different people. Shoulders might shrug forward, but our elbows stick up in the air like a little grasshopper. Not out to the side of you, but in line with your body. Turn your gaze down towards the mat now and hover your nose up off the floor. Gently draw the belly button back towards the spine, the pubic bone into the mat. Good, just a gentle tilt, keep the lower back long. We're going to inhale to prepare here and exhale and widen across the collarbones and start to reach the elbows back behind us, allowing our breastbone to shine forward, keeping our bottom ribs on the mat. Our hands just help out a little bit. Eye line comes through. Inhale here. Exhale, soften, lay yourself all the way back down. So it's just a little bit of extension. We are not concerned about how high you get. We are looking at that slow, long takeoff. Nice, smooth curve. Gently tilt that pelvis, draw the belly button back, pubic bone into the floor. Inhale to prepare. Exhale. Your collarbones are going wide, but your elbows are reaching back, and therefore your chest comes up with ease. Eye line to the top of the mat, maximum. Inhale here. Exhale, soften, lay yourself all the way back down. Can we go one more time in this extension? Inhale to prepare. Exhale, widen through the collarbones. Reach those elbows back. Give your nose a little nudge out. Let it lead the way. Inhale here. Exhale, soften, lower back down. Well done. Push into the hands and push back, either into a little bit of a cat-cow wriggle or into child's pose, big toes together, knees wide, if you prefer. Sway in the hips, reach through the arms. Take a little wriggle off, and then come to sit back in the middle of your mat. And again, we're not focusing on the hips, they're getting a little bit of movement, but if they're gripping, sit yourself on something higher. Make it comfortable for you. So I'm going to stay on this because I'm here now and it is more comfortable. Okay. Shoulders can soften. We've gone into extension. We've gone into rotation back behind us. At points there's been lots of flexion, but we tend to live our lives a little bit like that as well. So we're just going to take with that lateral flexion again, those side bends. Just sweep our right arm up towards the ceiling, hand into head, head into hand. So that the arms can't take over and exaggerate the movement. Send that right elbow up, left fingertips tap around to find the floor, head into hand, hand into head. So this just keeps our spine in alignment. Maybe lets us access a little bit more because the head isn't going rogue. When you're ready, you're going to exhale and shine your breastbone down towards the floor. Turn your thoracic spine, not your elbow or your arm, to shine it down towards the floor. You might give the left hand a little push. That's okay. And open. Exhale, soften, rotate. And open. Now reach the right arm long and away because it helps us to spring up and over. Up and over. And center. Sweep the left arm forward and up. Bring the left hand back behind your head, head into hand, hand into head. If like me, your head's always somewhere in front. Wriggle it back here. Send that left elbow up, 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 up. Fan open through those left ribs. Your vertebrae are going in side bend, lateral flexion. Good. When you're ready, exhale, soften, and shine your breastbone down towards the floor. Head into hand, hand into head as you open. And again, so we're in lateral flexion, rotation flexion. And open. Reach through those left fingertips. Good. Inhale, spring up and over. Good. And again. Now we can kind of windmill, be a little bit more dynamic, check in with it. And then come back through to center. Just notice how this part of the body's feeling. Upper trunk, mobility and range. Maybe this is an area you need to come to mobilize every day. Maybe these are some exercises that are new to you that you could incorporate into your daily exercises that you do. Maybe there's one that really unlocks stuff. Put that in your toolbox for your body. And good work working through thoracic spine mobility. And I will see you tomorrow.